Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have the Parks and Recreation inspired Galentine's Day collection releasing from La Polish on January 20th. These will only be available for a short time. They'll be on pre-order until January 23rd, so if you're interested in any of these, definitely jump on them. They were sent to me for review, and I'll go ahead and link La Polish's storefront and social media down below and get right into the swatches. So first up is Treat Yourself, and this is described as a bright pink corelli full of black and iridescent glitters. You get all sorts of different shapes and sizes, as well as some super tiny flakies in there, so there's a lot of different components going on in this corelli polish. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Treat Yourself swatched on my natural nail. So this is a corelli polish. That means that the base is going to be a little bit translucent to build up and allow all of those glitters to shine through. This first coat goes on super smooth, really easy. I got all sorts of different glitters out without having to fish or try for them. I really love how those black matte glitters pop against this bright pink base. I will let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. For my second coat, I am going to go in for a nice thick second coat, and this is going to build this one up completely opaque for me. If you wanted to, you could do a third thinner coat if that's more your style. This polish is going to dry quite textured. Those glitters and shards kind of bump up a little bit, but a good glossy top coat will help smooth that out. Here's a look at the completed mani before top coat. So this is still a little bit wet here. It's not as textured as it will be when it fully dries. So here's a view from another angle with top coat underneath my artificial lighting, so you can see how those iridescent glitters catch the light. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle. Next up is Ovaries before Broveries, and this is described as a lavender corelli with hollow red glitters, shimmer, and flakies. So the glitters in this one are much smaller. This is a corelli polish though. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Ovaries before Broveries swatched on my natural nail. The formula on this polish is absolutely flawless. It goes on super easy. It's not gritty at all. One coat made for amazing coverage. If you have shorter nails, you may be able to get this one completely opaque in just one coat. It is just shy though for me, so I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. So here is my second coat. You can see those glitters are going to make this one dry down a little bit textured, but a good top coat again will help smooth that out and bring out all of that glitter. So second coat for sure brings this one completely opaque for me. Here's a look at the completed mani before top coat. Again, it's still a little bit wet here. You can see on my ring nail more how it's going to dry down a little bit textured. Here's a view from a different angle with top coat just underneath my artificial lighting. I really love how the red and purple complement each other. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle. Next up is I Salsa Your Face, and this is described as a Merlot red full of shimmer and flakies. When I swatched this one, I just knew that it was going to be my favorite. It is definitely within my top two. I love how there's those larger flakies on that darker kind of deep veinty base. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how I Salsa Your Face swatched on my natural nail. So here is a one easy coat. The formula on this one is a little bit thinner. I had some pooling. I had to do a little bit more cleanup than usual, but I definitely recommend just going in with thinner coats, and that's going to go a long way into helping apply this polish. It is still really easy to work with, and those flakes are super gorgeous. One coat is just shy of being opaque for me, so I will let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. So here is my second coat. I did a bit of a thicker second coat here, but I really recommend kind of going in thin. You may need to do 3 thin coats if you go that route. I think this polish is going to look really gorgeous and matte as well. Those flakies are just so pretty. So you can see here I did have a little bit of pulling on the sidewall of my nail. I just went in with acetone and a cleanup brush and it cleaned it right off. No staining or anything like that. So here is a look at the completed mani before top coat. Here's a view from another angle with top coat underneath my artificial lighting. This is my swatch photo, once more under artificial lighting and then at an angle. So lastly today I do have my number one top pick. I saved the best for last. This is My Instinct Is to Be Mean to You. And this is described as a black crelly full of red shimmer and hollow sparkle. So this polish is going to look very, very dark, almost black under most lightings. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how My Instinct Is to Be Mean to You swatched on my natural nail. So once you get it under the right lighting or in sunlight, anything like that, it's going to look like a deep, vampy, gorgeous, sexy red. I'm so in love with this polish. I think the shimmer is very well done in here. One coat is not completely opaque for me, so I will let this dry and then come back in for a second. So here is my second coat, and this is for sure going to bring this completely opaque for me. This one had another wonderful formula. I did touch my nail a little bit there, not a big deal. I just cleaned it right off. Two coats and brings this one opaque. I love all red polishes, but this one is a stunner. So here is a look at the completed mani before top coat. Here's a view from another angle with top coat underneath my artificial lighting. I think this is just the perfect like anti-Valentine's Day color. It's red, but it's black. It's sexy, super pretty. This is my swatch photo underneath artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle. So if you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.wordpress.com. These polishes are only going to be around for a short time, so definitely check into them. If you are interested, they will retail for $10 each, and the first 12 orders get an extra something special in there. So if you'd like to see more, you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.